Your challenge, if you wish to accept it, is to bear with me as I introduce you to edTPA in physical education. This presentation will give you a general and brief overview of the steps you're going to need to reach the summit, which is turning in a phenomenal demonstration of your ability to demonstrate student learning based on your instruction. Purpose. So edTPA. edTPA has been designed to focus on student learning. How does the teacher plan for, design instruction within that plan, and assess student learning? And then once that's been done, how do they plan for future lessons? It is based on principles from research and theory. You will also be called on to include principles from research and theory that you have learned throughout your undergrad. An overview. 3 tasks that you're going to be called on to complete for this project. The first part will be planning for instruction and assessment. You will also need to instruct and engage students in learning, and then once the learning segment has ended, you will assess student learning. All of these tasks, all of these components are explained more in your assessment handbook and in the videos that follow. The first thing you're going to need to do is plan. You'll plan 3 to 5 consecutive lessons. edTPA refers to this as a learning segment. Within that learning segment, you're going to select one class, one group of students in that class. And the length of your learning segment will be dependent on how frequently you see your students and how long you have them. So if you have them every day, you will be responsible for about 3 to 5 lessons. If you see your students once a week, that'll be 3 to 4 lessons. And if your school is on block schedule, you will approximately demonstrate 3 to 5 hours of connected instruction in your project. Within your learning segment, it's going to be important that you include learning tasks for the students that are going to demonstrate and develop their competencies in the psychomotor, cognitive, and affective domains related to the movement patterns that you're instructing on, performance concepts that are linked and tied to the unit, the skills that you're working on, and any health-enhancing physical fitness. Keep in mind, they want to see student learning. Keep that at the core, at the center of what you're planning for, and be able to discuss that, and you'll learn more in future videos. Student learning is key. So you've planned, now what do? edTPA says you're going to teach. That makes sense. That's what we do as teachers. We make a plan, then we put that plan into action. The difference here, usually we don't videotape every lesson every day, but you're going to create a video recording of the interaction you have with students during your instruction. Once you've made your video for your learning segments, well, you need to assess student learning. And we're going to assess student learning just like you've been taught, both formally and informally. And it's not just going to be good enough for edTPA or any administrator as you move along in your career to just say, I'm informally assessing my students. You need to show them. So you'll submit artifacts along with your portfolio project. And your artifacts will be lesson plans, clips from the videos, any assessment materials you're using, instructional materials, student work samples. You will also have written commentaries that explain and reflect your experiences in the planning, instruction, and assessing tasks. All of this information will be covered more in depth in videos to come. So do not let this process overwhelm you. Seems like a lot, but you're prepared for this and you're ready for this. It's just putting everything in order, following edTPA's guidelines, and you'll be fine. This is edTPA's cycle of effective teaching. If you've looked through your assessment handbook, you've seen this. So within planning, you see the key points that edTPA really emphasizes. Assessment, the same thing. Instruction. You can see what edTPA is trying to focus on. With those three, the planning, assessment, instruction, you see student learning is in the center. On the outside, you see academic language. There's a video all about academic language that will help prepare you for implementing this into your planning, instruction, and assessment. Okay, evaluation. How will you be evaluated from edTPA? Here's the criteria. You will submit your evidence that we've already talked about, and this is what you'll be judged on. How did you plan? How was your instruction? Was the assessment good in developing student learning? Did it really link to what you were trying to accomplish? Did the assessment line up? They will analyze your teaching and your use, and more importantly than your use, students' use of academic language within your learning segments. So you will complete all these tasks, send off your portfolio project, and you can say you made it. And that relief of having that project done, you will have the answer. Do you feel good? And it most definitely will be, yes, you do. Wow, I feel good.